and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to play Taylor's brand new single, Fortnight, featuring Post Malone off of her brand new album, The Tortured Poets Department, on the guitar. So here's a quick overview of everything I'll be covering in this tutorial today, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so you're only going to need to know 5 different chord shapes to play through this song, and we're going to start with our C major, which looks like this and sounds like this. By the way, if you don't know how to read these chord charts you're seeing on screen, I do cover how to do that in my free beginner course right here on YouTube, so make sure to check that out. The next chord shape is our D major. After that, we have our B minor, which is a bar chord. Then we have our E minor. And the last chord shape is our G major. And if that B minor bar chord is something that you're struggling with, I did just come out with a brand new bar chord mini series, so I'll make sure to link that right here as well. So go ahead and pause and take as much time as you need to really memorize these chord shapes, as well as practice transitioning back and forth between them, because it'll make learning the rest of the song so much easier. And if this is a skill you're currently struggling with, I would suggest checking out my Practice With Me series, where I go through the skill with you guys in real time. But once you get those chords down, then we can go ahead and talk about the strumming that you can use for this song. Alright guys, as always, if you are a beginner or somebody who struggles with singing while playing guitar at the same time, the first thing I would suggest is to bring up the song and go ahead and go through it with a single down strum for every chord change as you sing through the song, and just take this time to get a little mental note of what word you're singing when those chords are changing. So here's a quick example of what that would look like with the first verse. I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. Alright, so that's just a quick example, but you would essentially want to do that for the entire song and just really make sure you know what word you're singing when those chords are changing. And this is actually something you can do right now if you check out my Patreon page. I do have this entire guide available to download and print out, so I'll make sure to leave that link in the description box for you guys. But once you've done that, we can talk about more of a full strumming pattern that you can use with this song. Alright guys, so for this full strumming pattern, as you can see, it's just all down strums, and we're going to be counting this in an 1/8 note rhythm. So essentially it'll be like this. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, 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 down. All right, pretty simple. But what we're gonna do to dress this up is I'm going to turn some of these arrows green, and that's going to represent where we want to accent these beats, okay? So basically when I'm accenting a note, when I'm strumming, I'm just kind of strumming it with a little bit of extra oomph behind it in comparison to the other strums. So if we accent the green notes, then we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright, so if you can add those accents in, it'll prevent the guitar from sounding kind of stale and the same, and it'll give a little bit more of a driving force and a little bit more of a beat to your song as you play through it. So what we're going to do with this rhythm is we are going to play the pattern one time through per chord throughout the entire song with those accents in. So if we do that with the first verse, you can see here we're starting with C. We have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to B minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and to E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Alright? So you would basically play that for the entire song, but one thing that I do think that you can add in there to make it sound even more like the original and again separate that guitar part from the vocals is you can add a palm mute. So what I'm doing there is I'm taking the side of my hand with my pick in it, and I'm just ever so gently resting it right here near the bridge of my guitar. And as you strum, you'll notice that it's kind of dampening the sound of the strings because it's not ringing as much, and that'll give it that palm muted sound. So if you add that palm mute into this pattern, it would become like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you do add the palm mute, I would suggest doing that for all of the verses and then letting it ring out for all of the choruses and the outro and things like that. Really quick before we go through a little bit of a playthrough, I wanted to also show you something optional you can do. On your E minor chord, if you take off your middle finger so you're just left with this one finger on, you can kind of hear the difference in this string. And it's gonna create a walk down line. So if you add that into all of your E minors in this song, you can hear how it walks down back into the next chord. So we'd have C, D, E minor, E minor, walk down. All right, so what I'm doing there is I'm just taking my E minor, doing that for the first 3 down strums, 1 and 2, then taking off my middle finger, that's going to be a variation of E minor 7, and finish it out, and 3 and 4. Okay, so E minor is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And. Totally optional, but I think if you add that in, it really does help the song move along a little. So all together with the accents, the palm muting, and that little walk down, it'll sound like this. We have C, D, B minor, E minor, walk down, C, D, G, E minor, walk down. I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. Alright, and I would just do that all the way through the verses. When you get to the chorus, you would again do exactly the same thing, except this time take out your palm mute and let it ring. And for a fortnight there we were, forever running to you. Sometimes ask about the weather. Now you're in my backyard, turned into good neighbors. Your wife waters flowers. I wanna kill her. Alright? And then again, this exact same thing can be applied to the bridge, and the guitar part is going to sound just the same as the rest of it. I love you, it's ruining my life. I love you, it's ruining my life. And again, for Post Malone's part there at the end for the outro, same exact strumming pattern with all of this applied. Thought of calling ya, but you won't pick up. Another fortnight lost in America. Alright? And basically, if you apply this strum pattern for the entire song, I think it really matches the beat of the original song, and it's super simple to kind of get used to if you're somebody who struggles with singing and playing at the same time. So that is the full strumming pattern you can use for this song. Alright guys, so again, go ahead and pause the video and take as much time as you need to really get that strumming rhythm under your belt. Once you can play it without thinking about it, it'll be so much easier to sing on top of it. But once you have everything, all the chords and transitions and strumming pattern all down, then we can go ahead and put it all together to play through the song. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. All of this to say, want to have fun jamming out to the rest of this song with me? Yeah! Then make sure to check out my Patreon page where you can unlock access to this as well as all my other Swiftie sing-along guitar tutorials. I've got so many tutorials from all of her albums on there, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. I will link it in the description down below. If you enjoyed learning this song with me, then you should definitely check out this video. Not only does it have a super similar vibe and feel, but it's just as fun and easy to play, so I'll see you over there.